Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my round 12 review of the West Coast vs Collingwood game, going through who went well, who didn't go so well, and some suspensions, injuries, etc. that occurred in the game. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, it was the Dom Sheed and the Liam Duggan show. They both combined for they both got over 130. Dom Sheed 138, including a 45-point last quarter. It was just absolutely huge. Basically, a 27 was his low, which would have put him at a 108 if he'd got that across the four quarters. So he's starting to turn out, and this was actually at Optus Stadium. So could he be a guy but post-bye? We'll have to wait and see, but I just don't like his inconsistency. Then you got Liam Duggan here, absolutely huge last quarter of 49. 24 was his low as well, which would have put him on track for a 96, but then had a 32, 32, 49, which that was 113 in the last three quarters. And if you look here, he actually had 9 in the last like 3 minutes or 4 minutes of the first quarter. So that's something like that's 122 points in effectively 63 or so minutes or something of actual time. So yeah, he's been absolutely huge, but got the suspension, so I will be using his cash to upgrade in other areas. I mean, if we look here, these are most likely going to be my trades at the moment, as these two are going to drop cash. McPherson is also on the buy, and I have one spare trade, and it looks like I have enough in spare to be able to hold both Keys and Petrarca next week. But we'll have to wait and see with that one, as it looks like my forward line might be a little bit decimated next week, having 5 guys here. So I might need to get another forward, but I might be able to get another forward or another junk forward, or something out of this, just given on the basis that I have enough like midfielders now, because you put Stewart goes in there, Stewart goes into Wilmot's place, and that's basically the whole. And then Atkins comes back in here, so I can get rid of Sharp for a mid forward, it looks like, and that will help to get Mitchell on field, etc., or just to give more manoeuvrability, as I need some. But besides the point, Kelly 112, absolutely huge from him. 45 points third quarter and only 8 in the last, so he was 104 through 3. Could have easily gotten to 130 there. So he is definitely an option for some people, but I will not be probably picking him up. He might be an option post-buy, but we'll have to post his buy in round 15. But I think there's better options in Laird and Dawson and even Oliver. You could probably sneak in. Witherden 101, Yo 94, Williams 87, Gaff 80, Hunt 78, Hoff 71. Allen Long 65. This was huge for me, as well as it got my cash gen rolling for him. But if we look here at Long, what's his break even now? Noah Long, no, this one down here. Noah Long here, 32 for the Eagles at 358k. Huge, especially if he gets another 60. He'll start rolling, and so now that's a little bit more cash gen for me out of Noah Long. Hopefully he can make it to 400k, and that starts to generate from a guy that I thought maybe I'll get 100k from him to a guy that maybe he can get 200k from him when I trade him out at the same time, just because of this one big score. It breaks his break even down by about 10 each game for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So that could generate another 20, 30k, and also helps to for him just to get on top of that break even rather than be losing cash. So hopefully he gets another good matchup. He's got Adelaide next week, then the bye, then the Swans. I think against the Swans he could do all right, because it seems like he might get like a Jake Lloyd matchup or something like that. As I think that is the type of matchup that Lloyd would get, and I think that would give him a little bit more freedom. and he would be able to get a couple of, I think he could easily kick a goal or something like that. Like, he could have easily had a 75 here, and a 75 would have massively improved this. He would have got up to about 365 and then had a break even of like 20 something. But so be it. 65 is absolutely huge and was one of the scores that I actually took. In the end, did my best 18. Petrocelli, Jinby 58. He's just been disappointing since basically, what was it, around round 6 or 7. He's basically gone 60s ever since then. Foley, Waterman, Clark, O'Neill, and then the hurt guys. Hewitt absolutely smoked by DUGGAN. That was a sniper, as you can see here. Yeah, he's gonna get I think he'll get 4. But he surely has to get 4, given what McAdams got on wear when he wasn't actually concussed. He surely has to get 4, because this is the actual injury, not the potential to cause injury, and I think the injury should be marked down a little bit more than the potential to cause injury. West 11, he got injured as well. Don't know how he got injured, but it must be early, as he was 141 and 2. And then Hearn got himself injured as well, so maybe Witherden becomes an option if Hearn's out. If Hearn and Duggan are out, you could go Witherden, but I think a lot of people are stacked on the round 14 and 15 bye. So that's why I'm thinking about holding my guys and trying to get cash gen going again, because a lot of people have both 6 already on round 14, like me. I think I have one. I have it here actually somewhere. I have Nick Dacos, Will Day, Zach Merritt, Christian Petrarca, Ben Keys, and Seamus Mitchell. So yeah, as you can see here, I got these 2 guys, so I can just put Noah Long, honestly, on field next week, the week after, and then you've got the likes of in the midfield, you got these 2 as well here, so I can put I can probably, now looking at it, put Yuland in defense here, slide. Well, Will Day will be out probably for another defender, so slide and put Darcy Wilmot on the field here, and obviously Atkins will just swap in for probably Sharp or something like that, or even just swap in here. And you've got, so I think it will be fine, to be honest with you, as I get 2 scorers back and only lose 3 scorers, 4 scorers out of my best 18, but get 2 back, and I'll be trading probably one of them, as I have, I lose 5 scorers for 2 guys coming back, and Mitchell as well not coming back, and Long is out as well that week, so I probably will have to trade 2 guys, I think, as I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, because Sharp won't probably play, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I still have 18 competent scorers. It's just I'll have probably, I'll be fine, I think I'll be fine. So yeah, I think I'll be holding 4 guys, as this is effectively my best 18, I think, at the moment. It's something along the lines of this. And it's something along the lines of that, which is pretty, I have 6 guys here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got like 7 decent scorers. We can do that. And then I've got a 6 strong forward line, so and the 2 premium rucks. So I think it's pretty good for me at the moment, in that I've got 5 premium midfielders. We can even swap that around there, swap that around there, and that around there. Like, I've got Bontempelli and Petrarca now down at M3 and M5. Petrarca at M5 is pretty ridiculous given the scores that he's putting up. So yeah, I think I'm pretty fine at the moment with it. But we'll just have to wait and see as I do that, and then that. So I have 6 strong guys here. I've got 11, 13. I have 19 out and out premiums. Ashcroft, you could say, is a 20th, and then a mid-pricer and a rookie left. and I have clear and easy upgrade options, especially if Keys is in the midfield still. Like, if Keys isn't in the midfield, because look at Keys' break even. If we go to here, Keys' break even is 25. He will hit that no matter what, basically. So he will, if he gets another 110 or something like that score and stays in the midfield, I'll be keeping him, as he'll be already up to like 680k or something like that, and 680k or so. Probably, yeah, 680k or so. And then you got him with like a -5 break even or something ridiculous. I can keep him, and he will just generate cash up towards 800k very quickly. And so I won't need to use any of my... I'll be able to use something like Noah Long to get him up. But I have clear plans to be able to get Atkin, to be able to use probably Mitchell with Wardlaw at the end of the buys, as I think Wardlaw will be a 450 guy by then, as we look at Wardlaw. Wardlaw has a break even of 20 still, so he's still gaining 30k per round. And then you got Mitchell, who has a break even of, oopsie, that's this Mitchell here, 28. So I think he has a clear, easy way to get up as well. Those two should be able to get up towards the almost the million combined between them before the end of the buys, as they've got 4 games between them, and they're currently sitting at just over 900k, so that'd be 25k per round for both of them, and I think they could easily do that. So that will be a million, and that will get me up to an 800k guy, plus a little bit of hopefully cash. And then I just got to use Wilmot and Atkins together to get up to another premium as well. And then hopefully be able to use Long and Sharp to upgrade, like Ashcroft, etc. Upgrade hopefully Keys and Jackson, or upgrade like Will Day, etc. And got to upgrade also probably Whitfield up as well. So a lot of guys to upgrade, but hopefully I can get up to 900 guys or so. But yeah, that was long-winded, I guess. Now on to Collingwood. Mitchell 124, absolutely huge, but he's not really consistent enough. Nick Dacos 114 had the VC on him and had a huge second half. It was about 4 points away from not taking the VC with him and going with Merit, which would have had me about 40 points better as well. So that kind of sucks, but it's all right. Darcy DC will be a guy that I bring in round 15. In place of, I don't even know, probably, so you have Sheasel, Tom Green, Bontempelli, Wardlaw, Tim English, Tim Taranto, probably a Rosie, honestly, just because you got to, if I get a Rosie, then I can upgrade elsewhere, but I have 8 guys on that buy, so I got to probably get rid of Rosie. I think Sheasel is probably at the point now where we can trade him out. So trade him out. If I get DC from Connor Rosie at 858k, that's probably going to be 100k difference or so. 120, 130k difference is Darcy Cameron, I believe. What's he at now? 675k. So there's almost a 200k difference at the moment, and I believe they have very, very similar break evens, I want to say. Cameron's probably in the 80s. Let's see, 76 for Cameron, so he will gain about 20k and then go into his buy, so he will be sitting around 700k. And then you have Rosie at 87, so he could easily be sitting at around 870, 875. So that'll be 175k, enabling me to also... Whitfield will be a guy that I upgrade as well in that week, so getting him to Dawson will be the plan. So I think that is sustainable, getting those 2 off. That'll leave me with 6 guys off out of my best 22. And I'll be able to get, I think, 22 scorers, to be honest, as I'll have the availability of another ruckman to put in the spot there. And then I can just put Ramsden in the forward line, it looks like, as that'll help as well. And then you've got here So yeah, I think that's what I'll target with Collingwood. Mycheck 98, Adams 95, Cox 94, Quaynor, Crisp, Pendlebury. Josh Dacos had a good start, but then fell away massively. What did Pendlebury do? Just a consistent sort of last quarter burst, it looks like. Murphy, Hill, Noble, and then DeGoey's got at least 3, but I said 4. I think that's what he should get, but I wouldn't be surprised with 3, but I think 4 is what he should be getting considering the hits of this year, and I think it's more reasonable to, given that rule changes and stuff like that happen each year, I don't think it's reasonable to look back on what even happened last year as sort of an indicator, especially with the changes to how they rule on concussion, like tribunal, stuff like that. I don't think it's reasonable to look back and say, oh, this is worse than Stewart's, therefore it's 4 games. As you can see, this was clearly worse than, this hit was clearly worse than McAdams' hit, and McAdams got 3, so you'd have to say it's 4 games, and I think going on the basis of a thing that happened this season is a better check than to go back a year, as rules change more frequently in the off season rather than in the actual mid season. Moore, Johnson, Harrison, I think is definitely a downgrade option. I just don't see a way in which I can get him at this point, as I don't trust his scoring, and also I need to get rid of these 3 as to have extremely high break evens. I mean, if we look at McPherson here, I mean, he is in his bye, but a 129 break even is just ridiculous. So maybe I could get another forward, I guess, but that would be relying on Mitchell to score. And that would be like a 70 or so rather than... we could get it, but I think that would be... it'd be another round 14 guy, but I guess... And I don't know about his like job security as well as others, but I think I'm more happy to go with some of the mid-season draft guys and see if they play. Maynard, Ginnivan, Frampton, McCreary, Hoskin, Elliott, Markov, and that's it. So basically that's all. This is a very, very long review because I did get sidetracked a little bit going through a lot of my trades just because, or my discussions about it, because that's what I like to do, honestly. So sorry about it being a longer video, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.